Hello everyone, welcome to Tool Hatch. Are you struggling to create all the content that you need for a new product launch or a new online course? Today we are using Jasper AI. We are testing Jasper AI to see if it can handle to create all the content that we need in one place and if it's worth actually using it. We walk through all the content that we need. We will be creating a landing page, a blog post, social media update, maybe in LinkedIn, maybe in Instagram, email campaigns. So we will have some honest assessment about what are the strengths of Jasper AI and what are the real world limitations and if it's worth using it for you. Okay, let's dive in. So I logged into my dashboard. I got a free trial for Jasper AI. First thing that you want to do is to create a brand voice. You can see you have in Jasper IQ section, you have brand voice, audiences, knowledge base, visual guidelines, and style guidelines. But one of the most important things is to create a brand voice. Why you want to create a brand voice is you want your brand voice, your brand identity to be consistent across all the content that you're creating, across the blog posts, social media content, if it's formal or if it's funny or if it's less formal. You want it to be consistent. You're using AI, but you still want that your content be you. So we go ahead and create a brand voice. Let's call it Prod Master Tone. I try to create first is here. Click next. You can enter a text that is like a snippet of your current brand voice. It will take that and analyze it and use it across all of the content that you're creating, or enter a URL or a website, your website, or upload some files that would help with this analysis. So I already prepared, for the sake of time, prepared a text. So I entered the text here. The text here is at a productivity mastery for entrepreneurs. We believe productivity isn't about squeezing every time. So it's some information about the course and some clues about the voice. Supportive. Be cheerleaders on using phrases like "you've got this" or "small changes adds up to big wins." So optimistic, action-oriented. So you give some clues about your brands and what your brand is about. So you add the text and then you generate the voice. Okay, congratulations, your brand voice has been drafted. And now Jasper AI will use this brand voice across all the content that you're creating. Okay, let's go back and create our audience. We also want to identify audience. So the content that is being created, so Jasper AI knows who are the audience of this content. Are they solo entrepreneurs or are they enterprises? Or any other audience. So we add audience, we call it, let's say, solo entrepreneurs. In description, we say our audience is solo entrepreneurs. And sorry for my typo, I just quickly typed from the top. And creators, I think for now it's enough. And then go next. If you have more context to add, if you have more text or file or some knowledge base or some URL, that would help. The more information you give Jasper, the more specific and tailored to those information your content will be created. Okay, click next. As you can see, we create a bunch of information, use case requirements, key success indicators, all the information that you need for your audience. So I create generate. Here we are. Now we have our audience defined for Jasper. Now that we created our brand voice and audience, you can actually look at the brand voice. You can fine tune it if you need to. And your audience. You created all the characteristics of your audience here. Again, you can fine tune it. It's better to do it at the beginning. It takes some effort to set your brand voice and audience at the beginning, but it's worth it because then you don't have to go back and forth and fine tuning your content all the time. So I think that's very important to save you some more time. Okay, now that we have established those, let's go ahead and create our projects. I go ahead and name our project Productivity Mastery for Entrepreneurs and put some description for the goal, creating marketing content to promote the Productivity Mastery for Entrepreneur course launch. The brand voice, I set the brand voice to the one that I already identified, and the audience, the one that I create. And once I have that, if you have additional context, then you can add those additional contexts here. If not, then you can go ahead and create. Okay. Now that we have our project created, we can go ahead and start creating content. So to launch our course, we need a landing page for the course. So you can take advantage of Jasper templates. So in the project, you can see there's apps. You can say browse all and see what are the available apps. Jasper has a landing page template, so I'm going to use this app. So you're setting the brand voice and the audience already set here. So if you have more context, you can add more context. I'm not going to for the sake of time, but then once you have everything ready, you can identify what kind of product or services are you promoting, key benefits. Just add more. The more you add, it benefits Jasper AI more. So the answer, the content will be more tailored to your specific needs. So I'm going to go ahead and just click next, because I don't want to add those. And now Jasper is creating a landing page for me. Stop juggling, start scaling. It's very important that you read through all the content that Jasper is creating for you, because AI can, if Linda doesn't have the answer, it can start hallucinating. So it can, or even guess the answer and just respond with confidence. So it's very important that we read the answer and make sure that the answer is accurate. So in our case, because it's just evergreen information and it's out there, it may not be as, you don't have to go through the details and on the page, but depending on your product or services that you offer, and that's very important to make sure that you go through all the details and you read and you fine tune everything. Okay. Now that we have our landing page, we can read, and if it looks good to you, you can add sections or you can change sections. We'll go over how to do this. But now you can see in just a few seconds, you have your landing page ready for you. Okay, now that we have our landing page, now we want to create a blog post that goes with this landing page, to promote this landing page, basically for SEO purposes and to communicate with our audience. So the way that I like to go ahead and create a blog post is to create the outlines first before creating the blog itself, because it saves you time. If you want to change the outline, you have the opportunity to do that before creating a full blog post and then going back and forth and fine-tuning the whole blog. So creating outline gives you that structure to work from. So I have the outline here. I'm going to the apps. I search outline, blog outline. I use the app. As you can see, it uses the brand voice in the audience as the asset. You can add more context here as you need, some topic, key points, and then create now. I'll skip those for the sake of time, but for your purpose, you should be adding more context. So as you can see, created a pretty well-structured outline in just a few seconds. That's pretty great. Again, you would have to go in there and fine-tune, basically fine-tune the content that was created for you. Again, the reason for this is Jasper AI is an AI. The knowledge can be outdated. The knowledge, I think, goes back to 2021 because it's based on ChatGPT. So in our case, the topic is evergreen topic, so it's out there. So I'm not that concerned about it. But you, based on what kind of product or course or what is it that you're trying to create content for, you want to make sure that the data is accurate. The AI is not hallucinating or just guessing. You want to make sure that the data is accurate, and it resonates with your audience. If you need to fine tune, put the effort and fine tune. So okay, now we have our outline here. It has the signs of why you're not productive, getting started without getting overwhelmed, red flags. It gives you even some SEO suggestions. Okay. Outline for 5 signs it's time to automate your solo business. What I want to also add here at the end of this outline, because I feel like this outline is just about why, it doesn't say what to do. So I'm gonna add 5 hacks for more productivity for creators and solo entrepreneurs. Oh. Sorry guys. Okay, good. Let's see what we get here. As we can see, it included those hacks, and you just have to find them and see if those are the hacks that you had in mind. Anyway, so now we have the outline that we think it's good. Let's say we think it's good, it's perfect. We can move on to actually creating the blog post. So we will be using Jasper template for blog post right here. As you can see, it uses your blog post outline as the asset. That's perfect. So it won't create a blog post that doesn't tailor to this outline. And then again, you can add topics. What is the blog length that you want? I think medium is reasonable. And the outline, you can actually define the outline you want, but I'm going to go with the outline that I already created. So I'm going to skip that and then go ahead and generate the blog post. All right, as you can see, our blog post is ready. In just a few seconds, it created a pretty nice, well-structured blog post for you. Again, it's very important to make sure that the information in the blog post is accurate. For example, when you have numbers here, his client satisfaction is scored, improved, and referral increased by 40%. Make sure if you have numbers here, the numbers are accurate, so they're not made up, because AI can make up some information. And let's say that we are happy with this blog post. We can do some fine-tuning later too. But now we want to promote our blog post or our course via an email campaign. So we're going to go ahead and use another template for emails. Let's see. I want to use it. As you can see, there are multiple email formats, like follow-up emails, content share email, share curated content in compelling email, promotional email. Let's say I want to create a promotional email. I want to give 25% off to the first 50 people who sign up, who enroll for the course. So again, I use my brand voice and audience as the assets. As you can see, it used the blog outline for the asset as one of the assets. I will leave it there. The offer, I'm going to say 25% for the first 50 people who enroll. So I put that as the offer, and the goal is to encourage the recipients to, sorry for my typo again, to enroll to the course. All right. I think I'm happy with the main input that I wanted to put for the email, and let's see what it actually would create for us. Create now. All right, it created a pretty good email with a good subject line that actually includes the offer in the subject line. With I think I'm pretty happy with this email. But again, if you think, for example, instead of saying hi and the name of your audience, you see dear audience, go ahead and make those changes to the email. Make sure it fits exactly how you correspond or communicate with your audience. Now that I'm happy with my email, I also want to create a couple of the social media posts for this course. For the purpose of this review, I think it's a good idea to create some posts in LinkedIn. So I'm going to create some LinkedIn posts because I'm thinking, well, our creators and marketers and solo entrepreneurs probably are professional who are active on LinkedIn. So I'm creating a LinkedIn post, and if I want to add more context, I'll add that. It uses my course email offer post type, individual. Let's say if I'm a solo creator, solo entrepreneur, probably maybe I want to create as an individual, but that's up to you. Key measure, what key message do you want to convey? Let's see what Jasper created. Call to action, enrollment to the course, and post length. Depending on the type of social media, you want to make sure that it matches the type of social media. For example, if you're posting on Twitter, you want shorter posts, but LinkedIn probably is okay to have 200 and 250 and 1,000 characters. So I'm going to use that and then generate the post. You can also create images if you have a pro account. I haven't tested yet. You test it and you let me know how it works. Okay. The first effort didn't work out. So I clicked on generate now to create another one. So I'm removing the one that didn't work. So let me go ahead and bring this to the center. All right. So now it's created our LinkedIn post, and let's see, the course launches next week. And these are the things exactly that you need to make sure that are correct. Is our course being launched next week? So you need to fine tune these and put the correct date if necessary. And also you can see that it added some related hashtag, which is pretty good, but you can add more hashtag or change the hashtag if you need to. So let's say that I'm happy with this LinkedIn post, but I also want to create an Instagram post. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Instagram template. Okay. You can add more context, as we say, key measure. Again, key message, sorry, what I want to convey is, maybe change that a little bit. You want to convey the benefits of the course, the offer, and the length of the course. Let's say. Additional content, if you have some additional content, if you want to add your own hashtags, you can enter there. The call to action, I'm going to add an encourage to enroll. And the length, well, Instagram audience more interested in shorter captions, not a longer caption. So I'm going to use a short caption under 125 characters and then generate the caption for Instagram. As you can see, in just a few seconds, create a caption, gives you a base that you can go ahead and fine tune. It even has the emojis, again, based on how you communicate with your audience. Do you use even emojis when you communicate with the audience? Or you don't use emojis? Or is it too formal? If you want to make it a little more witty or funny, you can do all of that. So as you can see, in just a few seconds, not just a few seconds, but in a very short time, we create a full range of content. I'm going to go back and go to the project so you can see all the content that we created. We created a landing page. We created a blog outline, a blog post, email, LinkedIn post, and an Instagram post. So that's pretty cool. Now let's say that we want to make some fine tuning. You saw that we made some changes to our blog post. We added an additional section. And let's say that we want to, let's say, change something in our email. Let's maybe adjust the length of our email. So as you can see, you can go ahead make this email maybe a little shorter, let's say. As you can see, go ahead and does that. You can make adjustment if you are sending email in other languages. It can also translate your text to other languages. So go ahead and experience with all these options, and let me know what do you think. So as you can see, in such a short time, we're creating a range of content that we needed to launch our productivity mastery for entrepreneur course. It's pretty compelling. As you can see, Jasper AI is very powerful in creating content. You don't have to start from the scratch. It removes the writer's block for you. You can skip that starting from a blank page. It gives you a draft. Of course, you have to fine tune it. It still has to be you. You have to go ahead and put the effort, maybe go some back and forth, especially if you're starting. Make sure that everything matches to what your message is trying to be, how you communicate with your audience. But also we have to be aware of the real world limitations. We mentioned that AI can make up things. You have to be aware of that. You have to fine tune your content and be very careful that if you're putting facts in there, your facts is up to date, your numbers are up to date. You have to read carefully through your content. So that's some time, even though you see that whole content was created in just a few minutes, you still have to put, it's like a junior content writer, junior editor that you can collaborate with to get your content going. Also, Jasper is a premium tool. It's not free. So as a solo creator, solo entrepreneur, I understand that you could be tight on budget. So you have to make sure you're creating enough content that the cost is justified, or you have enough budget that spending that amount of premium subscription is okay for your business. That's a personal decision for you. But again, I see it as a very powerful tool. If you're creating a lot of content that the cost is justified, I think it's pretty powerful, as you could see in this review. If you like this review, if you think this review was useful to you, give me that thumbs up. If you want, you can subscribe to my channel. I also will put the link to the free trial to Jasper AI. You can try it for yourself. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. And let me know if you want me to review any other AI tool in my future reviews. I'll read all the content. Thank you.